What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Erica and I share all things homeschooling, family, and faith. I don't know about you guys, but burnout can be such a real thing as moms. So this past year, my goal has been to simplify everything I can. Still do all the things that I want to do, but in the simplest form possible. So I wanted to show you 8 ways today that you can simplify your homeschool so it's not super overwhelming for you or your family, and you can teach your kids in the best way possible. The first tip that I have for you is to have morning baskets or boxes that your kids can do on their own. These are activities that they can do quietly while you're either doing your morning routine or getting things done, or you just need them to be quiet for a few minutes. This is super helpful if you're trying to work with an older kid, or if you're trying to make breakfast or dinner. Just to have these morning baskets or boxes out for your kids can give them an activity to do on their own that they don't need your help with. So our morning basket has our morning menus in them, and the kids can pull them out all by themselves and do these, and they work on the weather for the day and what day of the week it is, what month it is, the date. They can work on writing their address. There's all different types of things that they can do in here, how they're feeling for that day, their birthday. So it's a great way for them to work on copy work while also being quiet. And then we also have a couple of games in there and some flashcards that they can work on. So these are all different things that I like to have in a morning basket that they can do quietly in the morning. And our second way to do that is with our busy boxes. You guys have seen me talk about these in quite a few videos, but they actually work awesome. My daughter uses these all the time when I'm working with my son, so you can even put these out when you're not doing homeschool and you just need your kids to do something on their own for a while. We have all different kinds of things in here, like practicing glue dots, markers, Play-Doh. So these are all activities that she can do on her own, or that both kids can do on their own, and they don't need any help from me. And if you want to see a full video on that, just check out my pre-K busy boxes. But these are a really cool way to keep your kids busy and quiet at the same time. Another thing that I like to do is write a plan the night before. So I'll have my planner with me so that I can go through and see what the day's schedule is and what we have planned for that day, so that I can see if anything is going to interrupt our school time and I can adjust our plan accordingly. So I like to write a plan out the night before of what we need to get done the next day. We do a pretty consistent schedule of math, language arts, memory work, handwriting, and reading, but sometimes I need to adjust things throughout the day. For instance, if I have a doctor's appointment or we have a scheduled play date, I'll focus on the number one priorities first, which for us would be math and language arts. And then, okay, maybe we'll do reading when we get home from that play date, and we can do memory work while we're in the car and listen to the songs. So I just like to go through what I have planned for the next day so that I can adjust anything that I need to and plug things in different places if it's not going to work how it normally works. Another thing that we have found super helpful is making time to get outside, especially in the morning. So first thing in the morning after we eat and do our morning chores, we go outside for a walk. And this has been such a game changer for our family and really helps to set our minds for the day and helps the kids to get some energy out before we do schoolwork. So that is a great way to help simplify your homeschool routine, is to make time for going outside. Being outside makes everyone feel better. So take those breaks as you need them to get outside in the sunshine and feeling good so that you can reset for your next lesson. This next one kind of goes along with making time to get outside, but I really recommend having a morning routine. Again, your morning routine is not going to be perfect every single morning. We all know that things get in the way of our perfect morning routine, but just having an idea in your head of what you would like to accomplish every morning makes everything run more smoothly. So for me, my morning routine, I like to get up early before the kids and just have as much quiet time as possible. I would love it if my kids would stay in their rooms till 7, but I'm usually joined by like 6 or 6:30. So I do like getting up at 5 so that I can have a little bit of quiet time to myself before everyone wakes up. I like to stretch. I like to read my Bible. Those are just things that help me to set my mind for the day before everyone wakes up. But then after that, we do have a family morning routine as well. We all participate in morning chores as far as unloading the dishwasher, making beds, throwing in laundry, all those different types of things. We eat breakfast and then we go for a walk. So having that consistent morning routine gives something for the kids to know that's going to happen every single day, and for yourself. And it just really helps to set the rhythm for the day. Another thing that I really like to do is to protect our homeschool hours. So our homeschooling usually happens between 10 and 2 in those 4 hours, give or take, a half hour or so here or there. But I really like to protect that time. So I try not to make any doctor's appointments, any play dates, or have anything going on during that time period. So I know that we're there and focused and ready to do schoolwork that entire time. Of course, we're not doing work for 4 hours straight with no eating breaks or snack breaks or running around breaks in between. But the bulk of our homeschool we can get done between 10 and 2. And I think protecting those hours helps to calm your brain a little bit, because you're not so scatterbrained okay, I got math done, but now I have to run to this appointment and come back and then try to do language arts before we have this play date. It's no, okay, let's really carve out this time and protect this time. This time is just for homeschooling. It's not for appointments. It's not for play dates. It's not for anything else. It's just for homeschool. And that has really been helpful, because then I know that those hours between 10 and 2, what we get done is what we get done, and then we move on with the rest of our day. And I know that we have a block sectioned out just for homeschool, and I know that I'm going to get everything accomplished with the kids that I want to get accomplished that day. Another thing that we do that is super helpful is to make housework habits. So for instance, every morning, the first thing my husband does after he showers and eats is unload our dishwasher, and I always start a load of laundry and switch the laundry from the night before if I need to do that. So I know that the dishwasher is unloaded and laundry is started for the day. Then after we eat breakfast, the beds get made, the kids brush their teeth, get dressed, and just those habits of having that housework get done first thing in the morning really sets us up for success for the rest of the day. And then I know that that's getting done. Also with my kids, we're really trying to work on every time that they take something out, they clean it up before they start something new. So even creating that habit in them, it helps to keep the space clean, which helps to keep my mind clean, in all honesty, and focused on what we need to do. Because when things are cluttered and messy, it makes me feel cluttered and messy, and I can't really work in that environment. So I like having housework habits to know that every morning these routines are going to happen and they're going to get done, and then the housework chores don't build up. Another tip is to make a schedule. So I mentioned before that we do homeschool every day between 10 and 2. So I highly encourage you to pick a schedule that works for your family. That could be morning, afternoon, or night, whatever works for your family and your dynamic, but pick a schedule and stick to it, because trying to do homeschool at different times every single day is just going to be chaotic for everyone, and you need a time that you can count on, and the kids need a time that they can count on as well. Kids kind of thrive on routine and consistency, I find. So I think having a routine and a schedule really helps to keep everyone on track. So if I were you, I would sit down as a family, go through your top priorities, go through your goals, go through everything that you want to get accomplished, and then sit down and pick a schedule as a family that works for everyone. The last tip I have for you guys is to simplify your homeschool resources. All of our homeschool stuff can basically fit in a 3-tiered cart. And once I simplified our homeschool resources, everything felt so much better. So there's a million different things that you could buy for homeschool, and a million different things people are gonna try to sell you or tell you that you need, but really you just need curriculum and a couple manipulatives, and that's it. And it's great to have all those extras, don't get me wrong, I love them too, but I really found a lot more success once I pared everything down, had one curriculum for math, one for language arts, some books for reading, and then our memory work. That's our core of our homeschool day. And when I was trying to incorporate a couple of other different language arts programs into what we were doing, it was just stressing me out, and it was stressing my kids out, and it was too overwhelming. Just keep it simple, make sure your core subjects are done, and then that's fine. And then let the kids play for the rest of the day, especially if they're at a young age, like my kids who are 7 and 4. Once you minimize all of those homeschool resources, you will feel less stressed, and so will your kids, and you'll be able to really map out a schedule better and figure out a plan for the day better when you don't have so many things overwhelming you.